Hello, everyone. Welcome to Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I'm Helen.
We are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, and welcome.
Back in August on one of our morning walks, we came up with a brilliant idea for Halloween costumes, and we had plenty of time to do it. It has now come to our attention that it is
7 days.
Halloween is actually a full week away.
1 week away.
1 week away. So we've decided it's probably time to put it together.
Get started.
Because it's not going to take any time whatsoever.
Because, we're going to just make, piece of cake Halloween costumes.
These are handmade Halloween costumes.
Not only is Halloween 1 week away.
People.
1 week away. But we need to get this done by Tuesday so that it can be uploaded.
Right.
So
parts of
today
this
is
will
Thursday.
Be hopefully easier than others. Like
yes.
The canine portions, because they are a one and done. If I can keep it on them for 5 seconds to take a photo, I'll count myself lucky.
All right, so let's start with the beginning.
Right.
We came up with the idea because we got Ivy. And
a couple of years ago, we dressed Drew and Hugo as bumblebees. We got them bumblebee costumes. We didn't make them. So we were talking about how we should have costumes for them this year. And Mary said, well, her name
Hugo was so cute.
He
was a bumblebee.
So
well, actually, here, we have pictures. So Helen's going to put in pictures of Drew and Hugo as bumblebees.
So Mary Beth was saying that with Ivy, as soon as we got Ivy, she immediately thought that Ivy should be Poison Ivy.
She's got to be Poison Ivy.
Right.
I mean, what else are we going to make her?
So then I was jokingly, I'm like, oh, so we'll make Hugo Batman.
Right. And then it kind of grew from there.
Right. So Hugo is technically my dog. I mean, he's both of ours, but in my mind, Hugo's mine, Ivy is Mary Beth.
Right.
So I am Robin.
And I'm going to be the Riddler. So Ivy and I are going to be the villains, and Helen and Hugo are going to be the superheroes. Right. And we were going to make Dudley the Penguin, but unfortunately, that's not going to work. We had an idea of what we were going to do. So for Ivy, we have a hard time getting Ivy's leash on, let alone putting clothing on her.
She's not a touchy-feely dog.
She's getting better, but she's really not. So we are going to have to get something. Ivy's costume has to be something that's going to be very easy to put on and not care whether she destroys it within 5 minutes.
Right.
So what I'm thinking for her is green tulle skirt that has elastic that you just basically throw over her head and around her waist that maybe has some ivy leaves sewn to it, and then I want to get a vine of ivy that we twist around her leash.
Right.
And I thought that would be perfect for her. So that's her done. She's going to be easy. We have to go to the craft store like Michael's or something like that and get some pieces. But other than that, she's going to be relatively easy.
Hugo, if we get a cape on him, I'm going to be happy. Neither one of them, I'm not going to put them through the tortures of putting anything over their heads,
right,
or their eyes or anything like that. So if we get a black cape,
we're going to make him a black cape.
Signal.
Yeah, we're going to make the yellow oval, and then we have an AccuQuilt that has a bat. We have a bat. So if we get some black felt and some yellow felt and do that, we can hot glue those together, sew it onto a cape that we make out of cheap black fabric, piece of cake. Yeah. So those two are going to be relatively easy. The two of us,
which means we'll be doing them Tuesday morning in a rush. And
the two of us are going to be a little bit more difficult. I want this to be, we both actually want this to be more like a Disney bound type of costume, where I am not going to be wearing a trilby hat and the purple mask and a green and purple suit with a green suit with purple question marks or anything like that. I want it to be more subtle and something that I can wear.
Inspired by.
Right. I want it to be something that I can wear, that if we were doing Disney bounding is where you take a costume and you take an inspiration and turn it into a costume that is not a direct, like if you were doing Donald Duck, you would not go dressed as a duck. You might have a blue shirt and a sailor hat, and maybe a D on your shirt type of thing, but it's not in your face.
Right.
So we thought, we've been wanting to make circle skirts.
Yeah.
Let's make circle skirts. So my circle skirt is going to be out of this fabric. This is green and purple stripes. It's the 10 stripe pattern from Tula Pink's True Colors, and this is the Orchid. So it's green and purple stripes. So for me, this is perfect for the red light.
Right.
You know, the right colors and everything. So I'm going to make my circle skirt out of that.
So my skirt is going to be green. So it's green polka dot. I am a study in polka dots in this costume. So this is going to be my skirt.
So Robin wears...
He wears green tights, a red vest, and green shirt, and then a yellow cape.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the green, red, and yellow, just different, a little bit different.
Right.
So
we found a pattern for a peasant blouse. And Helen's going to put the picture here. And we thought we'll make these, we'll make peasant blouses out of our coordinating fabrics.
right.
So yours is really coordinating with your overall theme.
Yeah.
So this is going to be...
So I'm going to use the yellow for the cape for my peasant blouse. So it's a yellow. It's got pink polka dots. So that's going to be my peasant blouse. And that way I can wear the blouse. I will wear the blouse with other things and the skirt, because I'm not necessarily going to wander around in bright green and bright yellow
Right.
combination outfit, but separately they will work fine.
Yeah. My peasant blouse, I'm not doing anything Riddler related. I'm doing a pink, a soft pink, because I thought these two, here, you take that because that's yours. These two together
So pretty.
are such a good combination. So mine is, this is Tula Pink's Unicorn Poop, and this is Sparkle. And it's just like a really soft pink.
My two are the tiny dots from, you guessed it, Tula Pink. And the yellow is Flare. And the green is Lily Pad.
Okay.
And then, only because it's Halloween and I wanted to make a witch's hat all season. And we haven't found time.
When better time
Right.
than, you know, a week before Halloween than to make a
I'm
witch's hat.
going to make a quilted witch's hat.
Right.
Do
you have a pattern for that?
Yeah, we bought a pattern.
Okay.
I'm going to make a witch's hat instead of making a cape. So my witch's hat is going to be the red for the outfit, and it is the tiny dots watermelon.
That's a really good red.
Yeah.
We need to remember that, because that's a really,
No, it's a really good red, because I was looking at her stuff and I'm like, she really doesn't do red. So
No,
now
she
I'm going to have to
doesn't.
hunt around to try and find red. And we don't generally, except for Christmas, have bright red fabrics. And then I saw this one. I'm like, oh, well, this one's perfect. And
That is.
I mean, the colors of the tiny dots are all perfect for the bright colors
Right.
that I'm looking for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. My witch's hat is going to be in fairy dust. And this is Tula Pink's fairy dust, and this is lavender. So it's like a light purple. But what I think I'm going to do is take scraps from the other two pieces and do a patchwork one.
Yeah, the pattern gives you the option of either doing one fabric or patchwork. So depending on timing.
And leftovers.
I may do patchwork or I may do one color.
We'll see how things are going.
Depending on timing, because also on timing, we may be making petticoats to go into our skirts.
I was going to say, because on top of everything else, we may be making a petticoat to go under the skirts. We're going to see what timing is like. So we're going to start with the circle skirt.
Okay. It is October 24th at 1:04 p.m.
And we have a live podcast tomorrow, and sister number 3 is coming on Saturday, and we have to clean before she comes, and this all has to be done so that we can do editing and that kind of thing.
And have a video by Tuesday.
No problem. All right, so up first
we
today.
work best under pressure.
Yes, up first today is we're going to figure out the circle skirts and hopefully cut those out and get those started.
Right. The blouse seems fairly simple construction. The pattern is off at Staples to be printed on the big blueprint paper. So can't do anything with that anyway until that's done.
The blouse and the petticoat, are off getting printed. So once those come back, we will have a better idea of what we can do. But for right now, they're in the out of the house.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning is going to be
Oh, that's right.
before the live. We have to go pick up the patterns,
go
to
the craft
Michael's
stores
to get the dog stuff,
and
then
possibly some
hopefully,
eyelet lace for the bottom of our petticoats.
right. Try and get back here. Well, not try. We have to be back here by noon to make jack-o'-lanterns on our live stream. So
honestly, I don't know why we're worrying about anything.
This is our stress-free time after we finish doing Advent.
Yeah.
And
but this is going to be fun.
Aren't we doing well?
This is going to be fun.
No, it is.
We're really, I mean, these are the kind of projects that we've been wanting to try. So
and technically, both the skirt and the blouse should be relatively easy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see. All right.
Good thing is we have lots of fabric.
Yes. All right. We'll check back in. Okay. So we are starting to cut out the circle skirts. And the first thing you do is get your fabric. Okay, so what you do is you cut your fabric, you get it all lined up and folded, and then you start cutting. They tell you how to cut it and everything. And I realized that cutting it the way they want me to cut it, my stripes are going to go around widthwise instead of up and down. When you have a shape like mine, stripes going around does not help anything. So I want stripes going up and down. Besides, in my mind, it's a stripy thing going up and down. So I either need to find new fabric, which is not an option because this is the fabric that I have in my mind for this costume, or find a different pattern. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an A-line skirt because that's the kind of thing that I really want anyway. It's just a perfect skirt for me. So I have to go find a pattern for an A-line skirt that will let me put it together very quickly.
You don't want to try and just drape it and do a couple panels.
Helen's all set that she's going to drape it on me. And I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So
I think if we cut a couple panels and gather it into a waistband, though it might come together as a cobbled skirt and look like a costume. So
yeah, and I want to be able to. I want to be able to wear it.
Yeah,
it's not just going to be a costume. I also don't want it to be where it's drawn in at the waist and then it's just clumpy around. You know, it's not proper. It's not fitted properly. It's just clumping. You
don't trust my draping.
I will trust your draping after we do more than one skirt.
I'm out of here.
Okay. All right. So I am going to move my fabric out of the way so Helen can cut her fabric and keep going with hers.
Well, now I'm wondering, is this thing going to be long enough? Because if you're going on the assumption that you're going to be stripes going around, that means that's all I get lengthwise.
I think so. Which is why they say that if you want it to go to the knee, this is good. 44-inch fabric is good. But if you want it to go longer, you need to get the 54-inch or 60-inch fabric.
So, I mean, at most I'm going to get 20 inches. Not even.
Yeah, because you're going to be taking 5 inches out.
At least.
So you're going to be getting maybe 15. So 15 is going to hit you at your knee.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Okay. So circle skirt is now out.
4:30.
We've 24th. Had
it's been a rough afternoon.
A long afternoon. So,
life got in the way for a bit. I'm not even in camera. So we're behind schedule. Shocking.
All right.
So we need to find a pattern.
Right.
Do we do an estuary skirt?
Do we do the tiered skirt that we watched that lady do?
Did she give measurement how to do it?
Yes, she did.
The Mirabelle skirt? Or
not the Mirabelle one, the lady that was
her,
doing
okay.
the 3 different panels and stuff. Do we do that?
You didn't want a tiered skirt. And I think that's going to look weird because I think you want with your stripes won't line up. Think of a
No, okay. No, I do see what you mean. Yeah. No, it would be more you do the stripes on the top panel, something in the middle, and the stripes on the bottom.
yeah. But that's not
But
what
that's
you
not
want.
what I want, right? Okay, so all right, we are off to find a skirt pattern. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, we've come up with a plan, a cunning plan. We have the skirts that we've been wearing that we ordered online that we really, really love. They're so, so comfortable. So what we're going to do is now we are going to measure, they're made up of 4 different panels. We're going to measure the panels and basically reconstruct
The skirt.
this skirt only using our fabric. You know, worrying about how the stripes aren't going to line up and anything, all that kind of stuff. There's a disembodied tail here.
Oh yeah, no, they don't.
They make no
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even try.
No.
And do you care?
No.
I didn't even notice until now.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. All right, here we go. Let's get to measuring.
Now that we have the measurements we needed, we are taking the brown paper there and we're going to make some paper pieces for the patterns and then use those ultimately to cut out the fabric.
So it's Friday morning. And we have just come back from a quick trip to the craft store. We went to Michael's and we found what we needed. We also picked up our patterns from Staples. They print it. If you pick the blueprint option, they'll print it on great big paper for you.
Right.
So you don't have to print out, because one of them had 37 pages that you had to cut and tape together, and nobody's got time for that. So
if your pattern comes in an A0 format, then you can send it off to Staples or someplace like that and have them print it on the blueprint.
And it's fantastic.
It's fantastic because then you get one sheet and you just cut out one pattern.
Right.
So
okay, so we went to Michael's and we got what we needed for the dogs' costumes. I don't think we had to get anything for ours. This is just for the dogs.
Right.
So we have some black fabric that we got for Hugo's cape.
Cheap
It's
cotton fabric.
Yeah, it's just
may not even be cotton.
We got fat quarters because it didn't look like there was anyone there to cut the fabric. So they had some on a bolt, but we figured just, take this. Then we found, I was thinking green tulle for Ivy's skirt, but they didn't have any.
Right.
And we found some green fabric that's going to be perfect. And I think actually what we are going to do is make a cape for her as well.
Right.
And I was just saying to Helen, I think we can attach it to the back of their harnesses so that we don't have to worry about getting it around their necks or anything like that, because Ivy is very, very touchy as far as having you come anywhere near her. So we have the fabric for the two capes, and then we have felt. We got yellow and black felt to make a bat signal for Hugo's cape. And then we got a thing of ivy. Oops, sorry.
That we're going to put all over.
Willow Smith. I whipped my hair back.
Oh, yes.
With hair. Anyway, we're going to put this on her cape. We'll sew some onto her cape, and then we'll take some of the long ones and twine them
around her leash,
up through her leash, so that there will be poison ivy draping down around her. So I may make myself a boutonniere of ivy for
the Riddler.
Well, since I'm with her,
okay,
she's my dog. I may have maybe instead. Do you know what? I'll put ivy around my witch's hat.
Okay,
around the brim of the witch's hat.
Yeah,
and you can put bats around yours.
Okay,
with Batman.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be kind of cool. Okay, we got to keep going because we have made nothing.
We have done nothing.
We have patterns.
We have paper patterns based on a skirt that we own, so that we're not even sure this is going to work. So, but first we're going to go carve some jack-o'-lanterns, and you're going to see us in like 2 seconds because it's time for our Friday Live. Pumpkins have been carved, and now we are going to cut the fabric out for the skirts using the paper pieces we did yesterday.
Okay, we've moved up to the sewing room. This is a step in the right direction. All right, so we have four pieces of our skirt, our 4 panels. I have a front, 2 sides, and a back. So what we are going to do now is we are going to sew the 2 side panels to the front piece, and then we're going to sew one part of the back to the side.
That piece of the 3, yeah.
And then we're going to have a wide open piece that is the entire skirt, just wide open, kind of filleted. And
it's
the only thing I could think. It's the only way I could think to explain it. Anyway, since we are not following a pattern for this, we're kind of winging it, which is always, good.
Where we shine.
we are going to take this one step at a time and see where it is. So we're going to get all the pieces sewn together, laid out, and then figure out the waistband.
And I think we decided we're doing French seams.
We're going to do that to hide the raw edges.
Right. It is, just for a time check, Friday at 5.
Okay. Oh my word. To the machines.
There's a time suck somewhere in this house.
I know. So as you can see, we have our pieces together. Side, front, side, back. And what we're going to do tomorrow is put the waistband in so that it will cinch the back way, way down, but still give us the fullness of the skirt that we want.
And then sew up the last side.
Right.
And technically, that should be a skirt done.
Oh, well, there is the whole hemming of the bottom.
Oh, well, yeah, and that's issues.
For tomorrow.
Right. That's issues for tomorrow. Toads.
Future
Future toads have issues.
Future toads have serious issues. But for right now, we have 4 panels of a skirt sewn together. And that's a huge step because just cutting the fabric and getting everything to the part where we could sew it.
Yeah.
Big step. What time is it? It is 6:15 on Friday. Couple of starts and stops, but it's done.
Yeah. Well, for today.
For today. Today's part is done. Okay. And when you see how the stripes, when the flares come together and they kind of flare out, it's so cool.
Maybe this is really cool. Yeah,
it's really,
really
really cool. All right. Tomorrow's toads better start thinking about how they're putting in waistbands and
future toads. And editing toads have a lot of work to do too. Yeah. It is Saturday.
It is noon.
Maribel's machine is turning on.
That wasn't me. That was my machine. Anyway, it is noon on Saturday. We just noticed what time it was and we're not quite sure what happened to the day. There was cleaning involved and it just got away from us.
Well, I mean, as I said when I saw the top, I'm like, well, at least we cleaned the house. So,
right.
So waistbands.
Yes,
today. We're doing waistbands and hemming. Skirts will be finished.
Today, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, sister number 3 is coming to visit us, so we have to get it done before she gets here.
Right.
However, she hasn't let us know that she's left yet, so we figure we have at least 2 hours, which should be plenty of time.
Right.
So we are going to take the waistband from the estuary skirt and Frankenstein it onto these skirts.
Right.
Let's see how this works.
Yes.
All right, we're off. All right, today is Sunday, October.
You wish it was September.
Yeah, today is October 27th, and it is now almost 11 a.m. We have finished the skirts. Yay, us!
They fit absolutely perfectly.
They do.
I mean, the fit is phenomenal. The fact that we drafted this from a skirt that we owned was just like mind-blowing to me that it actually worked.
I was going to say a little surprised it worked, but it did. It looks really, really nice. I can't wait for you to see mine because it's so cool.
Mine is okay.
Yours is good.
It is, but it's not the stripes of yours.
Yeah, mine, the stripes do add a little something.
But today we are moving on to tops.
Right.
We are doing the
Dara blouse from Seamwork.
Right.
So we're going to start with that.
And fingers crossed, at least start the hats.
See how far we get.
Let's see how it goes. The blouses or the tops look fairly simple.
There are 5 different pieces.
Right. I mean, it's 5 pieces
Every time
together.
I'm cutting this apart, I'm finding more pieces. I thought it was 3, and now I'm up to 5. Who knows what else is hidden on this blueprint?
Right.
So we are going to get started on that, and we will show you as we start cutting things out. Right now we're cutting the pattern out, so we'll show you once we start cutting our fabric pieces.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. It is Monday. We are now at Monday.
Day 605 of this project.
October 28th. Actually, it's only, what, day 4?
At least 4.
Well, how many days have we actually done working on it?
But every
4?
day, yeah.
So day
No,
4?
5. Day 5.
Is today
because it was
5?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today's Monday.
Okay.
Day 5.
Day 5. We now have 2 blouses
That are
almost done.
almost done. We would have shown more yesterday. But there was a lot of not sufficient for work language.
Oh my goodness. Things were flying through the air.
It was just fiddly with the gathering.
Oh my God.
So
I mean, these very well curated videos where they make it look like it's a piece of cake. It just doesn't work that way for
you
us.
just pull the stitches and gather them. It's
Right.
a piece of cake. And then it runs right through your machine. No problems.
Right.
Everything catches.
So anyway, I have a blouse. I need to finish binding the collar. Helen is just a little bit ahead of me because she's clipped her collar. I have
Right.
to fold it over and clip it.
So the binding around the neck.
And then the next is...
We're going to hand stitch those down.
Right. The next is finishing the sleeves. And there's binding to go around the sleeves too. And then hemming the bottom.
Hemming the bottom.
And then if there is still time, we're going to try for the witch's hat. We have given up on the petticoat for right now. That is not happening.
Dog portion is going to be done like 5 seconds before we go out for the final video reveals.
Right.
I have come to accept that unless I tell you that I'm Robin, you will have no idea.
That's okay.
However, I have a finished skirt that fits me perfectly.
Okay, wait, but we always said it was going to be like Disney bounding where the clues are there, but it's not in your face.
Well,
it is very, very subtle.
If I don't get my hat done, I'm missing a main clue.
Well, I mean, there is absolutely nothing except the color to say what I am.
Right.
So it's just, it's a we go subtle. We do subtle. That's how we are. Anyway, we've given up on the petticoat. I am incredibly impressed that in 5 days you and I have made a skirt and a blouse.
Both of which fit and fit fairly well. You have to do a little alteration on your blouse.
Dealing with everything else that is going on.
Yeah. And there was a lot going on this week.
There was a lot going on. So dealing with all of that, and as 2 people who have made maybe 3 or 4 skirts between us, we have finished a really, really nice skirt. And
which was self-drafted.
Yes.
That wasn't even from a pattern. That's the part that impresses me the most.
So I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
There will be a petticoat coming in the future very soon because I love the idea of having the petticoat under this kind of skirt. So I definitely want to do that. And
especially
we're really
if you want to
hoping...
wear it now, just because of the thinness of the material used. It's cool.
It's getting
cold,
chilly.
so.
And hopefully the hat will be done.
Yeah.
We're going to see about the hat.
The hat looks fairly straightforward.
I thought the blouse looks fairly straightforward. And then as I was cutting out the pieces of the pattern, we're like, it's 3 pieces. What can you do? I kept finding pieces. It wound up there were actually 5 pieces to it. So we're going to continue on.
Yeah.
Here we go. We are starting to make the dog costumes. We're going to take their harnesses, trace them on brown paper, and then branch out to make a cape.
If you would like to know a time check, it is Tuesday, the day the video comes out at 11:30.
Okay, so final wrap up.
Number one, we didn't get the witches' hats done, obviously.
Yesterday was a rough day.
Yeah, outside forces were just conspiring against us, so we got our tops done.
And then today we did the dogs' costumes.
Right.
These were
He's good.
smash and go.
Yeah.
Right. Here is Hugo's. He is Batman.
Simple trapezoidal cape with
The bat signal.
the bat signal, which is glued on.
It's going to be
Not
sewn
very
on.
well, yeah.
We're going to sew it on.
Yeah.
Helen just had to leave quickly, so she glued it on for the pictures.
I was gonna say it worked for what I needed it to.
Ivy's.
The guys were fantastic.
Oh,
we
they're
were
so
so worried about Ivy having a fit and everything, and she was so good,
She really was.
as you could see.
All right. For Ivy's, I sewed ivy leaves all over a cape for her. I twined ivy vines around her leash and tied them on.
We tacked the capes onto. We just sewed a couple small stitches directly onto their harnesses, and it worked perfectly.
It did. It was absolutely perfect. So ours, the top, we went a size smaller than I thought we were going to need, and it is way too big. I
Yeah.
had to, especially the scoop neck for me, I had to tack the back of it because literally falling right off my shoulders.
Yeah, mine is almost. So we just have to figure out this part for the fit. I mean, it's supposed to be
Very blousey.
very positive, lots of positive ease in the blouse itself. Originally, when I was thinking of a peasant blouse, I was thinking of how I was going to have a vest on,
right.
so that I'd have the poofy sleeves coming out of the vest, which it would work perfectly for.
Yes.
So, but I didn't get a vest.
Right.
So, for making my first top,
Yeah.
it
I
was
am very
definitely
pleased with the way this turned out,
Yeah.
with the amount of frustration I was having binding a gathered top. And I think it looks okay as far as the gathering is concerned, other than the fact that the circle part,
however, you get to see the pretty leaves falling. It's
Yeah.
very, very Halloween.
very fall.
Yeah.
And, you know, a ghost dog floating through every now and then. I think I could easily go down at least one size, if not two, for the length of my arms. And the top part of it, I'm not sure 2 sizes would fit my hips. That's the only problem.
Yeah, it would have to be kind of cobbling
Right.
multiple sizes. But it was a great learning experience. And I'm not going to scrap the blouse. I'm going to do a little tack probably here
Yeah.
and here like my vet did. Just to
Tighten it up a
tighten
little
it
bit.
up a little bit. And then it's just a matter of what I wear it with.
Right.
Over like a jumper over it would be perfect, or a vest.
A vest. Yeah.
So it's just I'm not a very vesty kind of gal.
Well, not yet, because you
but
haven't really tried
Only
it.
because I don't know. Maybe I'll turn into a corset gal
I know.
and I put a corset on over it.
Ooh. All right then.
Um,
I was getting very, very frustrated with the gathered sleeves and the gathered top.
yeah.
And Helen pointed out, I said, you know, I really hate doing this. And, but I kind of like the way it looks. And Helen pointed out that when we first put in zippers, it took us a lot of tries. And now we can put in a zipper without blinking an eye because we've
Right.
done it so many times. So we just have to keep doing this. The other thing is we sewed the binding down on the front with our sewing machines and then hand sewed it all the way
Yeah.
around on the back. So we had 2 bindings for the sleeves. I have threads all over the place. And the neckline. And I actually did it. Amazon delivery.
We're so intent on talking to the phone that we're missing the man walking down our driveway.
Anyway, hand sewed it down all the way around.
Which I would do again because I think it's just such a neater finish rather than not having the sewn stitches showing through
Right.
on the front. So That's just,
You can see some of my stitches, but not a ton of them, and it's such a pale color that the white thread pretty much disappears into it.
I had a yellow thread that matches this perfectly, so you cannot.
You can't.
I mean, you can see that right there. There's one. But
yeah, very, very few.
nobody
All right,
would know,
do you
other
want to
than
talk
me.
about your skirt?
I love the skirt.
Okay, so I'm going to show you Helen's skirt. All right, how does that look?
Okay.
Okay.
So I love the skirt. It fits absolutely perfectly. I can sit in it comfortably. So
It looks
just
fantastic.
Just a fantastic skirt. So the fact that we just drew patterns from a skirt that we love, I got a lot of skirts
Yeah.
that I love that I plan to do this again with. There's
Okay.
one that we have both worn out completely that I plan to try and replicate.
What I really love is where it goes down and the stripes go down into a point. I think that is just so cool. So, so cool. Again, I agree with Helen. Such a comfortable skirt. Would make it over and over again. I
Yeah.
plan to, actually.
And I wanted a petticoat to give it a little more warmth because
Right.
this is cotton. So,
Yeah, so it's going to be much warmer if we put something under it. Also, we have a whole bunch of flannel. And we have wool felt. So we could make a wool felt skirt. Helen's giving me this look. I don't know. We might.
I think that just about wraps up this week's video. Just final time check. Tuesday, the day the video comes out, 2 p.m.
All right. So 6 days.
Right.
Lots of interruptions.
I mean, not complete 6 days.
No.
It was very choppy.
Yeah, very, very choppy. But we will get better at this. And actually, the fact that we got
2 garments.
and 2 dog costumes done
Right.
in this amount of time, I am happy. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Somebody is coming that they like. All right. We hope you guys have a great rest of the week.
Come see us on Friday for our live stream at noon Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a mystery to all of us as to what's going to happen then.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to be knitting and we'll be chatting about something.
Right.
If you are a patron, we put up a post on Patreon about doing a book club where everybody reads their own book and you come and chat about your book. We're trying to get a date and time that's good for everybody, so go let us know if you're interested in doing that. It is open to all paid patrons.
Right.
So in 5, 10, 45, whatever you do, everybody can come to that.
Yeah. So there's a post on Patreon there. And as always, if you're new and you like this video, please subscribe and like. If you want to know when we post, hit the bell, but we post most Tuesdays and Fridays. We do our live stream.
Right. One last thing to remind you about. 2 last things to remind you about. We have put up the Hugo's Choice. That is the foxes, the Frolicking Foxes. Had to think of it for a minute. The Frolicking Foxes are live. You can order it now in whatever weight and as number as you need. We are going to be closing that on November 3rd, which is Sunday, and then dyeing it. We're going to dye some this week and some next week, and we're going to get them all out of here as quickly as we can. But after we close it, then it will just be whatever is left is what's available.
And 25% of the proceeds or 25% of the cost are going to be donated to the Monmouth County SPCA. The other announcement is Friday, November 1st at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The 6 remaining Advent boxes will go on sale. We have 1 bag as well. We are assuming they are going to go relatively quickly just based on the amount of people who have asked about them. So if you would like one, please set your timing for Friday
Timing
at 5.
devices, clocks,
Yes.
stopwatches, whatever you use. The sand turners, you know?
Right.
Whatever you use to start your
Just not
alarms.
Hermione's time turner because that won't work.
Right, okay. So Friday at 5 Eastern Standard Time, those will go live.
Right.
Okay? All right. And as Helen said, we have 3 fingering, 3 DK, and that is it. Okay. That, I believe, is it. So have a wonderful rest of the week. Have a happy Halloween if you celebrate.
Go forth and create.
And we will see you on Friday for our live podcast. And as Helen said, it's a mystery as to what we're going to be talking about.
We're just
Probably
lucky
my birthday because
we are dressed for this video.
Yeah, no, probably my birthday because my birthday is tomorrow and
She's
I'm
getting
gonna get
really
presents.
good presents.
I've already gotten really good presents, and I'm getting more.
Right.
So we'll talk about my presents,
Okay.
if nothing else. I'm sure we can find something to talk about. All right. We'll see you on Friday.
Bye.
Bye.